Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Hello, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. This evening is our Q&A. We'll get started shortly, everyone. Q&A. We'll get started shortly. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. All right, guys. As you know, on Mondays, we do Q&A. So Q&A. So this is your opportunity to ask any questions on the markets, trading systems, any symbols you guys want to take a look at. All right. This is your time. Hey, Kawisi, welcome. Hey, Stella. Welcome, Stella. Solomon, hey, welcome. Hey, Arthur, welcome. All right. So, guys, any questions to start off? You guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Okay. Hey, Arthur, go ahead.
Hey,
Welcome.
David.
Hello.
How do you deal with this emotion? So you know Madrigal Pharmaceuticals.
What's the symbol?
It's M. So M for Mike.
Okay.
D for Delta.
Okay.
G and L.
And L. All right. Okay. All right. What's your question? How do we handle our emotions?
Yeah. So this is what happened yesterday. I was reading up, checking the news.
Okay.
And this was it's like kind of somewhere there. I remember even checking it up. The
Okay.
one thing I didn't check was their website and the news, because
Okay.
today was the day they were gonna announce their trial results. And I swear, I mean, I almost went in all in. And if you looked at the 7 o'clock today,
Okay.
I think it went up like 150%
Okay.
by end of day.
Okay. So, what's your question?
Yeah, so I mean, like I almost went in, like I almost, could have made so much, but
Okay. Hey, Ranjit, welcome. So, did you trade? You didn't trade it?
no, it was too late.
It was too late.
I mean, if I researched a bit more,
Okay.
I might have gotten myself or forced myself to wake up early in the morning to try to get some shares in before they had the announcement.
Okay.
But yeah, yesterday I actually was had an event that I had to go to. It was so busy, so crowded. I got home late too, so yeah, I was just really tired, and I woke, and then yeah, and I remember one time you did mention. I mean, it is kind of well known that biotech is like really risky, right? So,
All right.
but
So let's
yeah,
talk. Let's talk about it. Why do you think
okay.
it's risky? Why do you say you think I would think it's risky? Why do you say
I
that?
mean, a lot of people would think, no. I mean, because you never know if it's gonna work out or not, right? They're still in their trials. It's not proven, some of them, and just looking at the price action, it can go really low for many of them at many times.
Okay. All right. So let's analyze it. So it's a stock. So we'll put it on the daily time frame here. Let's see here. All right. So it gapped up. It gapped up quite a bit from $79 to it closed at, what did it close at? It closed at 234. All right. So Arthur, let me ask you, if we were to forget about what happened, right? So forget about the news. This is news driven, right? Right. So anything can happen. But based on the chart here, would you have taken this trade based on the chart? So forget about the news, right? Based on the price action here, right? Do you think you should have taken this trade? Forget the news for now. Forget the news. Just based on the chart. Based on
No,
no.
no.
Why? Why? Why not?
Let's see.
Look at the price action now, right? Remember, follow the four market phases, right? Right? Because listen, this can always happen, right? This gap up, but that's not consistent, right? So this could happen, right? But this doesn't happen every day, right? So this is not tradable here. All right. So we have to focus on what's tradable, right? What's tradable? Because this could have gone either way. Could have gapped up like it did here or gap down, right? So let's analyze the price action, right? So based on the price action here, right? The price action here, and based on the four market phases. Hey, Joe, welcome. You said you would not have gotten in, right? But tell me why. Tell me why. And anyone else, you guys can help Arthur out, right?
David,
Mm-hmm.
this is Cindy talking.
Hey, Cindy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm new to
Good.
all of this and I'm still trying to understand how to read the chart. So
Okay.
is it because it's the volatility?
No, that the volatility came in afterwards, right?
Okay.
All right. Um, let's see. I'm going to share. Let's go here. Okay, I'm going to share this. And Otto and everyone, this is, yeah, we can't trade a stock like that because, you know, we can't we can't foresee what, you know, that gap up, right? So we got to trade what's in front of us. So your stock right now, Otto, was in before prior to the gap up, right? It was between support and resistance in that accumulation phase. All right, accumulation phase. Now, hey, Corey, welcome. Now, your entry would have been a break of resistance, right? Accumulation. So it had perfect accumulation, nice consolidation. What we needed was a break above resistance, right? To then enter, right? You remember that, Otto? The 4 market phases?
Yeah.
You remember that? Okay. So remember that, right? So accumulation, phase 1, right? Markup, distribution, phase 3, markdown, reaccumulation. Here would have been your entry on a break of resistance right here. So let's go back to the chart now. All right, so let's go back to the chart. And this is a good one to analyze, right? Now, here we are here. And I know this on the daily time frame, doesn't matter. We can look at the other time frames also. But here is your resistance. All right. Here is support. All right. This is where the first buy signal, right? When price broke resistance, failed, got a sell signal here to get out. Do we have another buy signal? Did the price break resistance? Did the price break resistance, Otto?
No.
No, right? So here's the price. The price was about right here, and then it just gapped up. This is not tradable, right? It didn't give you time to break resistance and get in. It just gapped up. So there's no trade here. So you shouldn't feel like you've missed an opportunity because there wasn't an opportunity there to be had, right? All right. That makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't.
It does. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. If we look at the 240, same thing here on the 240. This gapped up. There's no trade here. All right. Really good consolidation, right? Really good consolidation, right? Accumulation phase right here. Really good resistance, really good support. So you did a good job watching it, but it's all news driven and it just gapped up. So there's no entry. If you look here, there's no buy entry. Now, this is where price kept testing resistance. All right, look here. So it's a good one to watch, but it just gapped up. Didn't give you enough time to enter, right? Here is where we kept testing resistance and failing, right? Testing resistance and failing. And this was the last signal here, which was a close, right? It gapped up from here, right about in here, just gapped up. All right, nothing to do. You didn't miss a trade at all. All right, you didn't miss a trade. All right. All right, that helps, Otto?
Yeah. Would you get in now?
Would I get in now? Would I get in now? All right. You tell me, what do you think? Do you think I would get in now? Would anyone get in now? Would anyone get into this trade now? Because it's right up here. So let's look here.
Because I think if it went well, then if they get like it all approved and they can make money off it, then perhaps the value would go up.
So it gapped up from around 70. I would say here is about 75, let's say. All right, 75 here to 238. And your question is, would I get in here? Would you get in here, Otto?
No, not now. It's way too early. I'd probably see maybe if there would be a pullback, but even then, I think it's too late, right? It's way too late now. But I don't know if because I've never seen this before from a biotech like this, and it's interesting.
All right. How about anyone else want to add? Anyone else want to add?
There's gotta be a pullback after this, right?
Okay. Well, might not.
That's true. Yeah, and like you said, it could have went either way. It could have went up, it could have went down. We don't know. It wasn't tradable.
All
Maybe
right.
not a.
Hey, Joe, you want to add? You want to add, Joe? Anything?
I mean, if I would get in, I would get in to short it now.
Okay.
Catch it on the way down.
So Joe would short it. Okay.
I would catch it on the way down. Yeah, I would get in to short it.
Okay. All right. How about Corey? How about you? Any ideas, Corey? What would you do here?
I would be focused on waiting on confirmation. Honestly, at this rate, if it gaps up like that, yeah, it's a hard pass for me.
You would just pass on it, not do anything?
Yeah, I mean that structure, like there's not even enough structure to have an idea of what it's going to do next.
Okay. Hey, Stella, what you think, Stella?
Yeah, I wouldn't take this trade.
You wouldn't take this trade?
No.
All
No.
right. How about, thanks, Stella. Solomon, how about you? How about you? What would you do here?
I won't do the same. It's money you put into it, so I won't try to go in a direction that is risky, you know. I would like to see direction in any trade I go into.
So there's no direction, you would pass?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's the answer. This is not tradable. This is gambling. All right. This is pure gambling. No entry. No entry. We did not have an entry. Right? Getting it up here, you have short sellers, right? So Joe mentioned shorting it, yes, but even shorting it, that's risky. You've got to be really good to short this, right? Because it's not, we would short if it's in the what phase? In the markdown phase, right? So it's still within the markup phase, but when this happens like this, right? This is all news driven. That's why we don't pay attention to the news, right? You'll have short sellers. I guarantee you that there are short sellers that are watching this and they're just ready. They're getting ready. There's no way that this stock will hold, right? And this stock has to fill that gap. All right, this is a huge gap. All right, so there are short sellers that are waiting and they'll short this. And what I want you to do, Otto, is keep it on your radar, right? We probably won't look at it again, but for you, for educational purposes, watch what happens with this stock, all right? And a lot of times what will happen is the short sellers will short it, right? And they might short it all the way back down. All right. Even if the news is really good news, it might consolidate a bit. But I'm glad most of you said pass, right? Because yeah, we would definitely pass on this. Right. And entering it today, right, would be very risky, right? Because it could pull back quite a bit. All right. And there's no structure. All right. So there's no structure, like Corey said. All right. There's no structure to it. So very, very risky trade. Stay away from this stuff. All right. Try to stay away from this. All right.
I have a question.
Yes. Hey, Cindy, go ahead. Mhm.
So if you're saying to stay away, not from this stuff necessarily, but you mentioned before, as far as the TV per se,
Mhm.
how do
Yes.
you know what to invest in? Well, securely is not the word that I want to use. So let's use the word securely for argument purposes with air quotes. As far as safely, or that's not a good word either because nothing is safe. But how do you know when to get into an investment?
Okay.
If it's a stock.
Oh, okay. Okay. And Cindy, this is your first time here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome. Welcome. All right. Everyone here, they started with us and they had a first time also. So, um, so welcome. All right.
Welcome, yes.
Yeah. We have a beginners class on
Tomorrow, I believe.
tomorrow. Yeah. But
I'll be on there.
we'll spend a little time on this because I think it's important to go through this. All right. This is how we know. This is how we know here. Okay. All right. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this? This is your first time, but we've had.
My first time, but I did work in the industry, so I have seen this.
You have seen this?
Yeah, I've worked in the industry as a support, but I'm not licensed. So
Oh, okay. With banks, you work with banks?
with Wells Fargo Advisors
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
portfolios, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So this is how we know we're on the right side of the trade. All right. Now we have to take the market conditions, right? So we I'll show you this. And everyone else, we can use this, right? This is Q&A. So let's go here. All right. So Cindy, we look at, before we do anything at all, right? Before we do anything at all, we look at the markets. Do you see the chart here, Monster Market Tracker?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we look at the Dow. So this is a chart here of the Dow.
Yep.
All right. The Dow here. All right. And if you look here, we've got sales signals on the Dow. And I know you're not familiar with this, the system here that we're using, but doesn't matter, right? So we use the Dow, we track the Dow, the S&P. So if you're looking to trade equities, all right? So Arthur, you too, right? Before you look at any stocks, we want to see what the Dow is doing, right? The Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, and the Russell. So we know we've got pretty good support here on the Dow. All right, we're going to forget what the Dow is trading at right now. So we got pretty good support. Even here is support on the Dow. All right. And we have resistance right here and then resistance right here. All right. So we know this level right here. All right. and we track the Dow. This is the DIA, so the spider. So we know this level here is pretty important, right? Support, right? And Cindy, you've heard of support, right? Support and resistance,
Yes.
right? All right. And we've got resistance right here. All right. So look here, right? So here was a buy signal. This blue arrow failed, right? And price is moving lower, went lower here. Red candles, just think red candles are sellers, right? Same thing here, it failed. Red candles are sellers, green candles are buyers, right? And here is where it just failed last week, all right? And guess what? We've got red candles coming in. So sellers are coming into the market, right? So Thursday, we had some selling. Friday of last week, we had some selling, and we have selling this week, today also, all right? So we should be out of equities. That's the first thing, right? We should be out. So even with Artel's trade, we would not even trade it. Even if the setup was great, we wouldn't trade it, because guess what? The overall market has a sell signal. All right. So that's the Dow. All right. So before we do anything, right, with equities, we need to make sure that we have buy signals on the major indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. So that was the Dow. All right. And I know it's time consuming, and I know it's, it's not fun doing this stuff, but it's what we have to do. Right. Here is the S&P. So the S&P also has a sell signal, right? And we get a sell signal when the price breaks support. All right, with price broke support right here, right? Broke resistance, resistance becomes support. Red candles, sellers came in, broke support. Guess what? We have to be out of the S&P, right? 80 to 90% of your stocks will follow the major indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. And if we look here, every time we got a sell signal, market went down lower. Sell signal here, sell signal here, sell signal here, sell signal here, right? Red candles, so guess what? Market could go a lot lower. All right, so the S&P has a sell signal, the Dow has a sell signal. So we really should not be buying stocks. All right, we should not be in stocks, trading stocks. All right. 1 second here. Any questions on this so far, Cindy?
Yeah, but what about the old saying, buy low, sell high?
Yeah, we want to do that, but we want to do it at the right time. All right. We do want to buy low. All right. But we want to do it at the right time. So let's go back here. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. We do want to buy low and we want to sell high. But we want to do it at the right time. When is the right time? All right. So let's do this here. When is the right time? Ranjit, I'm going to ask you, when is the right time? Ranjit, when is the right time? You've been to a few of these. When is the right time?
Yeah, when it breaks the resistance.
When it breaks the resistance, right? Very good. So Cindy, we need a break of resistance. Okay. So when the price breaks resistance, which is right here, hold on. But we need that for the indexes too. So we need the indexes. Right now, the indexes are breaking support. Okay. The indexes are breaking support. All right. So follow me and everyone else, right? Let's go back to some basics here. All right. So the 4 market phases that every trader must know. All right. 4 market phases that every trader must know. All right. The first phase starts with accumulation. That's usually at the bottom of your screen. So when you look at your trading screen, it will be at the bottom left, middle, or the right of your screen. All right. And that's everything, not just stocks. These are your indexes. These are futures. These are Forex. Doesn't matter. All right. All right. So accumulation, just know that accumulation happens when the price falls. So yes, Cindy, we want to enter, we want to buy low, and we want to sell high. All right. But we just don't do that, right? We need to wait. All right. Just like Otto's trade here, right? For that accumulation, he had great accumulation. All right. And accumulation happens, like I said, at the bottom, phase one. Okay. At the bottom where traders are building positions before they move the price higher. And Otto, they build, they anticipated, they waited, all right, for that news, right? And it gapped up, all right? All right. But what would have been great for that trade is if you got a buy signal, all right? If you got a buy signal and the price didn't gap up, it just came, broke resistance, you would get in here, all right? And then take the trade. But we still want everything else on our side, right? We want the markets on our side also. All right, so phase one, Cindy, is the accumulation phase. Phase two is the markup phase. The markup phase happens when the price breaks resistance. That's when we enter the trade. All right, we'll never buy down in this area here. Why don't we buy, enter at near support at the bottom here? Anyone? Why don't we enter at the bottom here where the price, when the price trades at support? Anyone?
Because it can go down. We don't know which
Yeah,
way it will go.
absolutely, absolutely, right? That's seller's territory. Think of support, that's seller's territory. It could go down, it could go lower, right? All right, so we need confirmation that the buyers are in, and we'll know that when the price breaks resistance. Okay, so this is not our low price. Our low price is right here on a break of resistance. All right, the markup phase, that's your trend. That's your trend. All right, if it and just understand the price doesn't go in a straight line, it's going to consolidate. Price will take a break. All right, if it breaks resistance again, okay, that's reaccumulation. So that's new buyers entering the market when it breaks resistance. All right, and we can add to our position here. At some point, the price will make a high. All right, so it doesn't go any higher, consolidate a bit. All right, if it breaks support, that's your distribution phase. If it breaks support right here, and then that's your entry and that's your exit here. All right, when it breaks support, this is called the markdown phase. All right, markdown phase, phase four. All right, again, is going to accumulate again, right? Accumulate, all right, or consolidate, since it doesn't go down in a straight line, just like it did here. All right, if it breaks support, and we'll go through some examples, that's now redistribution. New sellers are entering the market to move the price lower. All right, so if we are buying, right, if we want to go long, we need to be on this side of the market. To go short or out, we need to be on this side. And then it starts all over again with the accumulation phase, okay, to now enter the market again. All right, Cindy, does that make sense?
100%.
Okay, now I want to, let's talk about how we get the low price, right? The low price. Because we all want the low price, right? We all want the best price. Okay. Okay, so remember the four market phases, One second here. Support and resistance. You know, we don't, we only go through this at the beginner's class, but we probably need to do more of this. Just understand that All of your buying and selling will be done here at support and resistance. All right. And Otto with his trade, right? The price stayed right in here. That's not tradable. All right. So if the price is between support and resistance, right, there's no buying or selling. We need to wait for the buyers to come in on a break of resistance. So just remember, we always buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. All right. Buy at break of resistance, sell at a break of support. Why do we sell at a break of support? Because guess what? The sellers are now in control if the price breaks support. And we had some good examples. I think Dean, we sent out a video on Dean trade, and I think it was you, Ranjit, that mentioned, right, with Dean's trade, why didn't the system give a sell signal on a break of when the price got to support, right? Was that you, Ranjit? I think that was you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, and it didn't give a sell signal. First of all, we had white candles, but it didn't break. The price didn't break below support. It came to support, right? And then pull back. All right. So we never got a sell signal. So just remember, we only sell when the price breaks support. All right. The price has to break support and close. All right. And close. All right. Hey, Gerald. Welcome, Gerald. Welcome. All right. I want to, okay, Cindy, I want you to take a look at this here. All right. You'd mentioned a low price. Why do you want a low price, Cindy?
To give an opportunity for a buy-in.
All right. Is this a low price here? Let me ask you, is this a low price here? If this is a price chart?
Yeah, that's a low price.
How about here?
Yes,
How about here?
I see what you're saying. I see your point.
All right.
But so now you're saying a low price, yes, but I have to wait for an opportunity for the buy-in, right?
Yeah. And when will we know that the buyers are coming in?
At the, oh, I wrote at the break of resistance.
At the break of resistance. Okay. At the break of resistance. So Otto, right? The reason why we need to pass on your trade, good job, Cindy. The reason why we need to pass on your trade, because, right here, okay, because the price never broke resistance, right? Look here. It just ended up, your price ended up here somewhere, all right? We always want a low price. And that's why it's dangerous, right? Doing that, right? This is a low price here. This is a low price. This is a low price. Our job is, because what happens is this: if we buy just because the price is low, it can keep going lower, right? This is not tradable. This is still, this right here is still in the markdown phase. All right, we have to wait. All right. And now, Cindy, this could be a higher price, right? A low price could have been, let's say a low price could have been $10 here. All right. And over here, it might be $20, right? As traders, right, based on where we should buy on a break of resistance, this is our low price right here. Our low price is at the break of resistance. That's our low price. All right, forget about this. Forget about this. Same with the high price. And what most of us try to do, we want to get the bottom, the very bottom, and we want to get the very top. All right, the very top. But just understand that's not tradable. All right, we've got to wait for the price to break support so that we know that now the sellers are in. So we always buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. We want to buy on a break of resistance because the buyers are buying, right? Because the buyers are buying, and we want to sell on a break of support. Buy on a break of resistance because the buyers are buying, sell on a break of support because the sellers are selling. All right. So we don't just exit because, right, we feel like we've made enough money, right? We exit because the price, right, has broken support. And because the price has broken support, we know now sellers are in control. We have to get out. All right. So we call this the meat of the trade. We want to buy here and sell here. All right. If we have a lot of traders ask, well, what's the target? If you have a target, then that target is just random. You know, we're just picking a target, right? And then we might pick a target here, and guess what? The trade keeps going higher, right? So we need to wait until the price breaks support. That's when we get out. Okay. Now that's trading. And what that does, we are now systematic in our trading. All right. Everything is systematic. We know where we're going to buy, and we know where we are going to exit. All right. That makes sense? You had a question? Someone had a question?
That was me, David. Cindy again.
Okay.
Is it safe to set a target?
What's that?
Is it safe to set a target? Like can you set the system to target to pull out at a certain point where you can set the system up to pull out at the break of resistance to sell, so that way you're not losing money?
Okay. And let's say, all right, so let's say we did enter here. Where would you set a target?
Well, I would set it when.
Just think about it. Where would you set a target?
Or where you have the exit here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So we don't need a target, right?
But the chart's not going to say exit.
What's that?
Looking at the trading chart, it's not going to say, oh, exit. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, how do I know?
That's really good.
That's a great question, right?
I want to be able to, like, I don't want to hover over my trading system. I want to be able to, like, preset the target point and walk away.
Okay. All right. Great question. Okay. All right. So let's go here. Let's go back here. And we'll look at this one here. Very good question, Cindy.
Thank you.
Huh? Okay. I don't want to confuse you guys, but here is resistance. All right. Now, just keep in mind, resistance becomes support. All right. So resistance on the way up, we have resistance on the way down. Resistance becomes support. All right. So Cindy, all right. Here is resistance right here. This line right here is resistance. Okay. Did the price break resistance here? Did the candle break resistance here?
It doesn't look like it.
Right here. Here, this line is resistance.
Okay.
So did the candle, the green candle here break resistance?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so it broke resistance. And this blue arrow here is our buy signal. Okay, to enter the trade.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here, remember I said resistance becomes support. All right. Did this candle right here, this red candle, break the support line? Resistance becomes support. So on the way down, this line is support. So did this red candle break support line? Yeah. So that's your sell signal right here. That's how you know. So you would have entered here and exit here.
Okay.
Okay.
So I could preset the target at that sell support right there.
Yeah, but you need to draw in your support and your resistance lines.
Got it.
Okay. So you would need to draw in support and resistance lines. So you can have targets, but they need to be based on support and resistance. All right. And here's another one here. Here's a perfect one here. Several good ones. All right. So follow me for a second. And everyone. All right. We're going back to the basics, but this is important. It's not basics. It's not the basics if we don't utilize it and follow it. All right. So here is resistance here. Here is resistance, right? The price broke resistance right here. Buyers, green candles. These are buyers that are entering the market, coming in. All right. Price broke resistance. That blue arrow here is our buy signal, green candles to enter. All right. Here's your reaccumulation. But guess what? It failed because guess what? Here is our support. The price broke support. Red candle came in right here. We got a sell signal to get out. So we would have bought here, Cindy, and sold here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And we would have waited here. And then the price, this I know it's hard to see, but this line right here, that's resistance line. I'll make it more visible here. The price broke resistance again. We always want to buy when the price breaks resistance. Okay. Broke resistance. Here was our buy signal. Green candles. All right. We got a red candle here, but it held. All right. And then here, the price, here is our support. The price broke support. Red candle right here. Here is our sell signal to get out. Okay, so we bought here, so bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, waited. Here's the resistance line that's right here. We're just going to bring that over. Buy signal right here on a break of resistance. All right, price went up. Here's our support line, right? Red candles came in, price broke support, right? We got a sell signal. This arrow right here to get out. We bought here, sold here. Okay, so we always want to buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. The price broke resistance again right here. Buyers came in, green candles. It failed, right? We have support right here. All right. Or actually, this support comes all the way across right here. Hit support, give a sell signal to get out.
Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. And we always want to get out when the price breaks support. And this is why. This is why we want to do that. Here. See this chart right here? Let me pick it up here. Hold on. Okay. See here, same thing here. Price broke resistance. Here is your resistance. Here is your support right here. Price broke support resistance. Green candles, right? Failed. Price broke support. We got a red candle here, red candles here, white arrow to get out. So we bought here, sold here. Now we took a loss here. What happened after this? After we got out here, Cindy?
It continued to go down.
It continued to go down. What would have happened had we not gotten out on the first break of support?
Lost money.
Lost a lot more, right?
Yep.
So when we trade, and this is for everyone, we're going to enter. The reason why we enter, here's consolidation, same like here. We're going to enter on a break of resistance because guess what? The buyers are in control. We've got to get out. We have to absolutely get out. All right. If we are lucky, all right, and we are able to get out on the first, this is when resistance becomes support. If we are lucky and we're able to get out on the first break of support, when the price, usually if the price goes up high enough, turns back around, we'll have enough support here for us to get a sell signal. If not, we have to get out here. We must get out here. All right. Otherwise, that loss, when the sellers come in, just understand when the price breaks resistance, breaks support for a reason. All right. Just think of support as your floor, right? As your floor. And if the price breaks support, breaks that floor, right? It can go down really, really hard and really, really fast. So we just have to get out. Our goal when the price breaks support is just to get out. Take the loss or the small profit or profits or whatever. Our goal is just to get out because, right, this loss can get really, really large. All right. Now, you had mentioned taking profits. So what we want to do when we trade is this, right? So we understand that trading is a game of probability. All right. And our goal is to cut losses quickly. If we let our losses grow, like right here, it's really tough. We need a lot of big wins, to make up for our losses. All right. So the goal is this. And everyone, the goal is this when we trade. We want small losses, big wins. All right. So we want to stay, hold on. And Arthur, I want you to practice this. Right? I want you to practice this. Stop looking for these home runs, right? We don't need home runs.
Hey David, this is absolutely gold. Is $1 million concept here. You're throwing it out. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome,
Quick
Ranjit.
question. So this arrow thing, right? Blue and white arrow. Does it just shows up on the graph, or it gives us some number where it stops trading or helps us? Like how does we take use of this arrow? Like this system shows us the arrow, then we go in our trading system, then we implement.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here, this is a perfect example. All right, look at this. Cindy, look at this here. All right, this is absolutely great trading here. All right. All right, understand that the way we trade and the way professional traders trade is by doing this. There's two things that you have to do. Two things that you have to do as a trader. We've got to cut our losses quickly. All right, listen now. We've got to cut our losses quickly. We know that we're wrong, right? When the price breaks support, doesn't matter, right? The price breaks support, whatever we thought would happen, didn't happen. Price broke support, we've got to get out. And the earlier we get out, the better. All right. Now, when we are right, and we'll know that we're right, when the price hasn't broken support. That's simple. All right. That's simple. Once the price breaks support, we've got to be out. All right. So look here. So first trade here, resistance here, and I know it's hard to see. Price broke resistance right here, got a high buy signal right here. All right. It gave us a support right here. Sold, sellers came in, took a small loss here. Let's say that's about a 3% loss right here. Okay. These are pips, but we'll say a 3% loss. Waited. All right. Price broke resistance. This is pretty good resistance right here. Broke resistance. We're constantly testing. That's what we do as traders. No one knows, right? So we're testing the markets, and we're testing on a break of resistance. So every time the buyers come in, we want to take the trade. All right. On a break of resistance. So same thing happened here, right? Price broke resistance. We got a buy signal right here, right? Resistance becomes support. Remember that. Resistance becomes support. And that's usually our first area to exit. So resistance right here becomes support. Price never made any new highs. Sellers came in, we got out right here. All right, so that's about, let's say that's about a 2% loss right here. So we had a 3% loss, 2% loss. Guess what? We got out here. Sellers came in, right? We managed our loss because we got out here. Took a small loss here. We waited. Buyers came in, broke resistance again. Here is the resistance line right here. We've got a buy signal, green candles, buy signal came in. This time it held. It held all the way up. Never broke support, right? Never broke support. So we kept holding the trade, right? System kept holding the trade. Never broke support until right here. All right, until right here, red candles broke support. Here is our exit. So we bought here, sold here. So this trade, let's say this is about 150% profit here. Are we making money or are we losing money?
Definitely making money.
We're making money. Now, how are we making money here? How are we making money?
Because the shares are going up.
Okay, but more important than that, how are we making money? Yes, it's going up, right? We made 150 here, but how are we making money? What are we doing? What are we doing to make money? So that we can make money long term. What are we doing?
Small loss, big gain.
Yeah, small losses, big wins. Small losses. So we're letting our winners run. Okay, so write this down. let your winners run and then cut your losers quickly. Right? That's the game. Cut your losses quickly, cut your losers quickly, and then stay in your winning trades. What we tend to do is the opposite. Right? What we do is we let our losers run. So we let our losing trades get out of hand, right? Because we feel that, you know, in order to take on a trade, we've got to be very confident in that position, right? We talk about Bitcoin and Tesla and all of those, right? We have to do all our research, right? We have to fall in love with the stock. All right. I'm sure, Arthur, you watched that stock for a while, right? And Arthur paid attention to the news, right? So how difficult is it to get out of something that we love? It's very hard, right? It's very hard. If we really like it, we love it, guess what? We're not going to throw it out, right? So guess what? It breaks support and we tend to stay in. Now, when we do catch a good trade and it starts to go in our way, right? We feel that it's not gonna go on forever, so we get out quickly. So we tend to as traders stay in our losing trades, and we get out quickly of our winning trades. And I'm sure you guys have done that, right? We've all done it. But
And the worst part, and the worst part is that we dollar cost average as well. That's even worse.
Yeah, that's even worse, right? It keeps going down and we keep buying more, right? Because it keeps going down. Okay. So just understand there's a lot of mind work, right? That we have to do some mindset stuff, but we have to understand how trading is done, right? So the best traders, there's no attachment, right? It's just a symbol. It's just a trading instrument. Okay. But the goal is, and I think for traders, understanding support and resistance and understanding where, I think the simpler way to look at it is, hey, if the price breaks support, the sellers are in control now. And if we're buying, if we're long and the sellers are in control, we just have to get out. It's that simple. And if the buyers are in control, right? And the sellers are not in control, we just stay in, all right, until the sellers, we just wait, right? And look here, it's plain to see, right? Plain to see, sellers are here, red candles, sellers are here. Guess what? Price is coming down, lower highs, lower lows, all right? Here we didn't have any, right? It held every time it came to support, right? The support line it held, support it held, support it held. Hey, here it failed. It's over. All right. But this one trade right here paid for this loss, paid for this loss. And the bottom line is that we don't want to take losses, right? As traders, we don't want to take losses, right? But we end up taking losses, right? Here's another loss here. So we had 1, 2, look at this. And then I'll end with this. I'll end with this, and I'll take one more question after this. But Cindy, thanks, right, for, I didn't plan on going over this, but sometimes we have to go back to the basics. Those of you who have been with us for a while, right? So look here, we had one loss, and this loss is probably 1%. We had another loss. We said this one was about 3% loss. Had another, look at how small these losses are, right? All right. Here's another loss. Let's say that's 2%, right? I'll take these losses every single day to get this gain right here. All right. Now let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit. And I know I'm biased to the systems. I know I am, right? I am. I'm biased to the systems, but that's because they work. All right, they work. And the reason they work is because they will cut your losses and stay in, right, when we catch a trend. And that's what we want. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Look at this here. All right. So Cindy.
Yes.
All right. All right. So I want you to, now that you've seen some price action at work, can you see the chart okay here? Can you see the chart okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what happened? Let me see here. Okay. What happened here? Forget about this for a second. What happened here? Did we buy or sell?
We bought.
We bought here, right? And then we sold here, right?
Yep.
All right. And why did we sell here?
Because it broke support there.
Very good. It broke support, right? Now, did we do any more buying?
Well, yes.
Where?
Wait, nope, no, we didn't. No,
So-
because it continued to, this is a stop, right? It continued to go down.
It continued to go down. We bought again where? Here, right?
Towards the end, yeah.
Yeah, towards here, we tested again, right? And then this one failed here, and then we have a buy signal right here. Why didn't we buy here?
Why didn't we buy where? Here?
Here, all in this whole area here.
It was inconsistent.
Okay,
That's my term, anyway. It looks like
okay,
it's inconsistent to me.
okay. Ranjit, why didn't we buy here? Why didn't we buy here?
Yeah, it's a markdown phase.
It's in the
We
markdown
have to
phase.
wait,
Yeah,
wait for the
that's
breaking of resistance.
yeah.
Markup
yeah.
phase.
Markup phase, right? It's a markdown phase.
Down phase, yeah.
Yeah. So we won. So we let's go back to your original question, right, Cindy? We won that low price. We won it, right? We won that. We do. We absolutely won a low price, but we've got to wait. All right. So we have to wait, and we have to wait for the buyers to come in. All right. So we need, and we'll know that the buyers are coming in when the price breaks resistance, just like we did here.
Right.
All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. Arthur, does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Thanks.
Yeah. So with your trade, don't feel bad about not getting on that trade. It wasn't tradable. That's not a good trade. All right. Because guess what? It didn't break resistance. All right. It didn't break resist. We need the price to break resistance. What your trade did, it started here and it ended up here. That's not tradable. All right. So you didn't do anything wrong. It's just not tradable.
That's like very all over the place. Yeah, there is no trend or nothing like that. Just maybe a news or something.
Yeah.
And later on tomorrow we'll see it come back down more negative.
Yeah, it might come back down, or it might go to the moon, right? It might go to the moon. Who cares, right? It's not tradable.
As traders, we just can't be emotionally attached. That's all.
Yes, but we need to know when we a lot of times when you guys hear about not being emotional about trading, right? It's more than that, right? What happens is this, right? If we understand, and Cindy, I'm glad you mentioned that, right? And we talk about, hey, don't be emotional, right? It's hard not to be emotional, right? It's really hard when we're trading our money, right? What makes the emotion kind of go away? It's never totally gone, but understanding how trading works will keep you more logical. This is logical, right? Buying on a break of resistance, selling on a break of support, it forces you to be logical, right? There's no emotions here, right? If we wait for the price to break resistance to buy and then break a support to sell, that's not that's very logical. All right. If we don't know how this is done, or if we don't know that we need to do this, all right, and if we don't know about the 4 market phases, and then we need to stay out of of the markdown phase, then everything is emotional. Doesn't matter what we do, right? We can have our coffee ready and have everything ready to go. It doesn't matter. This will be emotional if we don't understand how price works. All right. But if we understand that, hey, we have to buy on a break of resistance, whether we want to or not, we have to buy on a break of resistance, because guess what? The buyers are buying, plain and simple. And that we have to sell, exit on a breakup when the price breaks support, right? Then it's very logical. And it doesn't matter if we're having a good day or a bad day, right? All right. It doesn't matter what's going on. We'll follow that process. We don't have to be, we don't have to be in a perfect state of mind to then trade. So a lot of traders feel, well, yeah, just when I trade, I shouldn't be emotional. No, it's not being emotional, right? It's not understanding how trading works. Trading is logical. We just have to know the steps to take, right? So that it's logical. All right. So if we always buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support, it doesn't matter what's going on, right? It doesn't matter, right? We'll always follow that process. All right. Gerald, you want to add anything to that? You always have something pretty cool to say.
Oh no, David, you were actually saying it good, man. I appreciate that. No, I buy on a break of resistance and I sell on a break of support, just like what you said. Absolutely, every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
And if you do it every time, and you keep your money safe, you keep your trade safe, and you don't have to worry about the emotional part, because you just follow the actual price action. So no, absolutely good stuff, David.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, Cindy, does that help?
Very much so. Thank you so much, David.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. Come back. All
Yeah,
right.
You'll see me more often for sure.
Well, welcome. All right, guys. Arthur, work on that, buddy. Work on that. Okay. Stop following the news. Right. It's just gonna make it worse. Don't pay attention to the news. All right. Look at the charts. Look at the charts. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dave. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, David.